Hello everyone, a very good morning to one and all, and a warm welcome to the next session on Python. So in the previous sessions, we have started the concept of data types in Pythons. I think all of you are aware of these 5 types of data types in Python: numeric, dictionary, Boolean, set, and sequence type. And among these 5, we have started discussing about the numeric data types in Python. So we have seen that the numeric data types in Python are being divided into 3 categories: integers, floating point, and complex. So the benefit in Python is that there is no need to define a variable as integer, or there is no need to define a variable as float, or there is no need to define a variable as complex. So depending upon the value assigned to that variable, so the data type of that variable will be fixed by the Python compiler, right? So if you have given a equal to 10 means the data type of a will be integer. If you have given a equal to 10.50 means the data type of variable a will be the floating point number. If you have given a equal to 10 plus 20j, then the data type of a variable will be complex. That's what we have seen in the previous session. So the people who have missed the previous session, so please go through the previous session and please watch the video of how we can define numeric data types. And I have already explained how to print something on the output string by using a Python program and the addition of 2 numbers in Python, right? So I have given explanation regarding how we write the program in C and how we convert the same program in Python, right? And then in the previous session, we have stopped our discussion at sequence type, right? So here the sequence type is also divided into 3 categories: strings, list, and tuple. So let us start the things with this sequence type, and then we can continue with the remaining data types, right? So here a sequence type, as already we saw that it is an ordered collection of similar or different data types. So we have seen that there are several sequence types in Python, and the examples are string, list, and tuple. So let us see what is a string and how we can create a string in Python and how we can access the elements of string in Python, right? So in Python, strings are arrays of bytes representing Unicode characters. So we all know that we have studied about text code, right? We have studied about the UTF-8, UTF-16, and UTF-32, right? So here, strings are arrays. So in Python, strings are arrays of bytes representing Unicode characters. So each and every character inside a string will be represented by using a Unicode, right? So a string is a collection of one or more characters put in a single quote, double quote, or triple quote, right? So here, if you have written something called as a, it will be a character. And if you have the combination of certain characters, for example, I have A, B, C, D, then we call it as a string. So in Python, if you want to represent a string, you can represent it in single quotes. You can represent the same string in double quotes. You can represent the same string in triple quotes, right? So whereas in the previous programming languages like C or C++ or Java, if you want to represent a string, we have to represent in double quotes only. So we are not allowed to represent a string in single quotes, or we are not allowed to represent a string in triple quotes. If you represent something in single quote means it will be a character in Java or C or C++. If you want to represent it as a string, we need to maintain double quotes, right? So it is an universal definition of a string. A string is a collection of one or more characters, right? It is a universal definition. But here in Python, we can put that string in a single quote, double quote, or triple quote, right? So in Python, there is no character data type. See here, there is no character data type. A character is a string of length 1. For example, in Java, if you want to, or in C programming language, if you want to store one character, we can give like char a equal to something called as at the rate. So here, this is how we can store one character. And if you want to store a string in C programming language, we are going to give a character array, for example, char a of 10 equal to something called as CS. So here we have two different things. We have a character variable in order to store a character. We have character array in order to store a string. There are two different things. It is a variable, it is an array variable. It is used to store the character, it is used to store the string. Where the character is stored inside single, character is given inside single quotes, where the string is given inside double quotes in C programming language. But in Python programming language, there is no character data type, right? There is no character data type. String itself is a character. String itself is a character where the length of the string is 1. For example, if I have given something called as a equal to CSE, right? A equal to CSE in Python, so we can view that string in single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes, right? So here it is called string because it is having the length of 3. So first character C, second character S, third character E. So the length of the string is 3. For example, if I have something called as A equal to C, now it is also a string, right? It is also a string where the length of the string is 1. So where the length of the string is 1. So this is how we can represent the character data in Python. So there is no separate character data type in Python. String itself is a character where the length of the string is 1. Even though it is having a single character, we can also represent it with double or triple quotes. It's not a problem, right? So here the strings are represented by str class. Yesterday we have seen that if you have given something called as a equal to 10, and if you have called the type function of a, then we got the output int class, right? We got the output int class. If you have a equal to 10.50, when you call type of a, then it is going to print float class. Similarly, when you represent a equal to CSE, where in the RHS side, if there are collection of characters, right, and if you call type of a, right, then it is going to print str class on the output, right? Str class on the output. So the people who don't understand these things, I request please refer to the previous session. In the previous session, I have explained about the integer, floating point, and then complex data types along with the type function in Python. So here for the strings also we can use the type function. If you use the type function, the data type of that variable will be printed on the output screen. So similar to the integers, similar to the floating point numbers, similar to the complex variables, here strings also can be directly given to a variable. We can directly give a string to a variable. Depending upon this RHS value, right? Depending upon this RHS value, the data type of this variable will be done, right? So say this one, creating a string. Strings in Python can be created using single quotes or double quotes or even triple quotes, right? And then let us see accessing elements of a string. So in Python, individual characters of a string can be accessed using the method of indexing. Indexing allows negative address references to access the characters from back to the string. Example, -1 refers to the last character, -2 refers to the second last character, and so on. For example, see here, in my Python program, I have declared a equal to something called as CSE. As we discussed earlier, we can represent this string in any of the single, double, or triple quotes. Here I am using the double quotes representation for representing a string, right? And I have stored the CSE in A. Now what will happen is, right? So inside memory, there will be some block of memory will be reserved, and the name of the block will be A, right? Name of the block will be A. So there will be three divisions where the first division is represented by something called as a of 0, second division is represented by a of 1, and third division is represented by a of 2. So the people who understand how array elements will be assigned to an array variable, so they can easily understand this indexing. So each and every time when we represent a string, right, the string, if the string is having n number of characters, those n number of characters will be stored from 0 to n minus 1 index. So here we have three characters, C, S, and E. C will be stored at a of 0, S will be stored at a of 1, and E will be stored at a of 2. So if you want to access an individual character of a string, you can access by a of 0. If you want to access the second character, you can access it by a of 1. If you want to access the third character E, you can access it by a of 2. And similarly, in Python, it is also going to support the negative address references. It is going to support, along with the positive, it is going to support the negative address references. How the negative address will be given in the sense, the last character inside a string will have the a of minus 1 as an index value. The last but one will have a of minus 2 as an index value. The first one will have a of minus 3. And if we are having somewhat higher string, means a of minus 4, a of minus 5, a of minus 6, and so on. So the first character inside the string can be accessed by the index 0 and minus 3. So if you print a of 0 and a of minus 3, C will be printed on the output. So the second character in the given string will be accessed by positive 1 and negative 2. And at the same time, the third character inside the string can be accessed by positive 2 or negative 1. So if you write the print statement, right, if you write the print statement, and if you print A, CSC will be printed on the output screen, because A is having the entire string CSC. And if you write something called as print A of, right, print A of 0, then C will be printed on the output screen. Or if you print A of minus 3, C will be printed on the output screen. If you write print A of minus 2, S will be printed on the output screen. So this is how we can access the individual elements of a string, right? So in Python, it is going to support both the negative address also, right? So I want to show this one with you with one example. See here. So Chebrolu ENG is a string, right? Chebrolu ENG is a string. For example, I have given this string, right? I have given this string in a variable A, So A equal to Chebrolu ENG, right? Now, what is going to happen in the sense? So in the memory location, there will be some amount of memory will be reserved under the name of A, and the size of this memory location will be 13. So sorry, the memory location will be divided into 13 parts, right? The memory location will be divided into 13 parts. So the indexing will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Last one will be 12, because total we have 13 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even the space also we have to consider, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm sorry, just a second. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry. So here, 1 second. So the last index will be 11, because we are having only 12 characters in Chebrolu ENG along with space. So here, right, see here. So some amount of space will be reserved under the name A, and the space will be divided into equal 12 parts, where the 12 parts can be referred with 0 to 11. So the first part will be 0, second part index will be 1, third part index will be 2, and so on. 12th part index will be 11. And at the same time, as we seen earlier, it can also be accessed with the negative indexing. For example, The last part can be accessed by -1, right? The last part can be accessed by -1, and at the same time the first part can be accessed by -12, second part can be accessed by -11, third part can be accessed by -10, fourth part can be accessed by -9, and fifth part can be accessed by -8, and so on. The last part can be accessed by -1. So if you write a print statement, right? If you write a print statement and you have asked to print A, then Chebrolu space ENG will be printed on the output screen because A is having the entire string. But in case, if you are asking something called as A of -2, if you are asking to print A of -2, then G will be stored in -1, N will be stored in -2. So if I am asking A of -2 means N will be printed on the output screen. So this is how a string will be stored inside the memory. So if you want to access the entire string, we can just print the variable string variable. Or if you want to access the individual elements of that string, we can provide the index value. So index value may be positive or negative. So positive index will be from 0 to n-1 and negative index will be from -1 to -n. Right? If you are having 12 characters, means the last character index will be -1 and the first character index will be -12. But if the positive index will be from 0 and the last index will be n-1, 12 minus 1, 11. Right? I hope you all understand the things. So let us see the declaration of a string and how we can access the string and how we can access the individual elements of a string by using a example program. For doing this example program, I am going to consider one online Python compiler. Right, see here. So if I have given A equal to, right, CSC, so I'm going to use all the 3 quotes, and B equal to, right, B equal to AIML, and then C equal to DS. Right, now I am going to print all the 3 strings over the output screen. So print A, print B, print C. So now if I print ABC, right, if I print ABC, CSC, AIML and DS will be printed on the output screen. So you can see the output here. If I run the program, I have got the output as CSC, AIML and DS. So now if I want to know the data type of A or B or C, right, if I want to know the, I'm using this DS with the triple quotes, right. If I want to know the data type of this ABC, then what I'm going to do is, in yesterday's class, we have used the function type function, right. So here I'm going to use print type of A, and print type of B, and then print type of C. So see here, so the difference between a string in single quotes, a string in double quotes, and a string in triple quotes is that when you use single and double quotes, the string is directly printed on the output screen. But when you use triple quotes, the string will be printed along with the given quotes. Right? So, and then now let us see the output of this code. So if I have used type of A, then this type function is going to print the data type of variable A. So the data type of variable A is it belongs to class str, because on the RHS side we have written a string. So the data type of this variable will be class str, right? And now how we can access the individual elements of a string. So let us consider the string A, or let us consider the string B. So string B, see here, the string B, a space with the name B will be created in the memory, and in that space there will be 4 index values 0, 1, 2, 3, and at the same time -1, -2, -3, and -4. So, and at the first position A will be stored, in the second position I will be stored, in the third position M, and in the fourth position L will be stored. So if you want to print A on the output screen, I can use B of 0 or B of -4. If I want to access I, then I can use B of 1 or B of -3. If I want to access M, I can use B of 2 or B of -2, right? See, let us see how we can access these elements. So print, you can see when I use B, right? When I use print of B, the entire string is printed on the output screen. Now, if I use something called as a B of -2, see here, if what will happen if I use B of -2. So let us see the output of this code. If I use B of -2, you can see here for B of -2, it has printed M on the output screen. See here, B of -2, it will print M on the output screen. So let us see what is going to be printed on the output screen when I use something called as B of -5, which is not there in the index. So when I use B of -5, right, B of -5, we are getting an error. The error name is that string index out of range. So here the error will specify that, so the length of the given string is 4, right? The length of the given string is 4. So we are able to access the index from 0 to 3 or -1 to -4. And apart from these indexes, we cannot access any other index. We are trying to access -5. Obviously, there is no -5 index for the string B. That's why we got this index error, right? So in order to avoid this index error, try to access the elements within the given index. For example, if I have tried to access B of 3, right, B of 3, then L is printed on the output screen. You can see here, when I use B of 3, L is printed on the output screen. So this is how we can represent a strings in Python, and we can access the individual elements of a string by using a positive index or a negative index. So please remember, when we use positive index, it will be from 0 to n-1, and if you use negative index, it will be from -1 to -4, where -1 is representing the last character of a string, and -n will represent the first character of the string, right? So in the same program, let us try how characters can be given. For example, instead of CSC, I have given C. Instead of AIML, I have given A, and instead of D, I have given instead of DS, I have given D. So C is represented in single quotes, and then A is represented in double quotes, and D is represented in triple quotes. Let us see the output of this one. So now it has printed the characters on the output screen. So see here, even though we have represent a single character, the data type is str. So Python do not have a character data type, right? Python do not have a character data type. Python is having a data type called as str, which is going to represent strings in single or double or triple quotes, right? if we are having a string of length 1, for example, if I have a string of C, right, then it is going to represent a character. And if the string length is something called as greater than 1, then it is going to represent a string. So for both the string and characters, the data type will be str in Python, right? Unlike in C and C++ in Java, if you want to represent a character, we are going to use the char data type. And if you want to represent a string, we are going for a string class in Java or character array in C, right? So let us see the next one. List, right? So lists are just like the array declared in other language. So which is an ordered collection of data. It is very flexible as the items in a list do not need to be of the same type. So here, if we want to represent an array in C, we just represent like int a of something called as int a of 5, right? Int a of 5. So in a of 5, so there will be indexes from a of 0 to a of 4. So where we can store 5 elements, where the given 5 elements will be stored at a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, and a of 4, right? So here, among these 5 indices, we are only allowed to give integers. That means we are allowed to give -10 or +10, -2 or +2, 0, 8, -8, etc. We are not allowed to give -1.5, +2.3. We are not allowed to give such type of numbers because we have declared the data type of this array variable as integer. So here an array is a collection of similar items. All the items must belong to the same data type. But here in Python, the list is quite different. It is also a collection of multiple number of items, but the multiple number of items need not be of the same type. So we can have a character, we can have a string, we can have a integer number, we can have a floating point number under a same variable name, and that variable is called as list variable, right? So list is an ordered collection of data where the data need not be of the same type. So I'm going to stop today's session with this one. So in the next session, we are going to see about how a list can be created in Python and how the elements of a list will be allocated in the memory and how we can access the individual elements of a list, right, in the next class. So till now, in today's session, we have started with the sequence types and we have started with the string. We have seen how we can define a string and how a string can be created in Python, how a character can be created in Python, and how the string will be stored inside the memory locations, and how we can access the individual characters of a string. And along with this one, we have seen a couple of examples on strings in Python programming. And then we have started the concept of list. And in tomorrow's session, we are going to see about the creation of list and memory allocation for the list, and then accessing individual items of the list, right? And I think, hope all you understand today's session. So the people who are having the doubts, they can put the comments in the comment box of this video in our YouTube channel. So I really thank each and every listener for being here.